Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is April 4th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can clearly see the storm parked right off the coastline here. Lots of cold air associated with it. We got some mountain snow starting up. We're going to have some thunderstorm activity today and tomorrow. Some big wave action and some very strong winds, especially across the higher terrain and some of the desert areas. And then we'll take a look at the extended forecast as we always do as we go through the video here today. Looking at the Doppler radar overlay, you can see where the precipitation is falling across the Bay area, moving up to the valley areas as we speak. Frontal system dropping down the coastline. This is going to bring thunderstorm potential mainly tomorrow for Southern California as well. There is a few lightning strikes that are showing up here and out over the water also. Now, taking a look at the winter weather advisory today, this is for Eureka, California National Weather Service. It goes all the way through tonight. Look at some of these lower snow levels all the way down towards 2,500 feet, 3 to 5 inches of snow. Be prepared. Have your chains in your car, especially if you're driving across the higher terrain. This is the expected snow Thursday through Friday here. And you can see it does include some of the coastal areas here as well, and the big snowfalls across the Sierra Nevada. Now, showers and a few storms. This is going to go for much of the state here over the next couple of days. The Bay Area and adjacent waters mainly today. You can see maybe some accumulating small hail, gusty winds, and some dangerous lightning is possible. This is the snowfall forecast. So again, this is going to be below past levels. There's definitely going to be some winter driving conditions across I-80 and some of the higher terrain. And you can see the snow was really getting way down there as we go on into Friday. And this was issued yesterday still. But chain controls are possible, maybe even some moderate impact for some areas. Now, Los Angeles National Weather Service has a lot going on here as well. Got beach hazard statements for rip currents and high surf advisories out there, and winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings, wind advisories. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And you can see the winter storm warning for Southern California, 2 to 4 inches, 4 to 5, 4 to 8 inches from 5 to 6,000 feet, and 8 to 12 inches above 6,000 feet to 7,500, with locally greater amounts on the highest peaks, wind gusting 65 miles per hour. So heads up, this goes all the way on in through 11 p.m. Friday. Now, looking at the snowfall amounts here, you can see Idlewild, 8 to 12, Big Bear Lake, and again, some of the higher peaks picking up some pretty good amounts, and all the way down towards the border here, probably even some of the peninsula ranges down into Baja as well. And look at some of these big wind gusts here across the higher terrain. So heads up, the strong west-northwest wind, and this is going to include some of the coastal areas up and down the coastline as well, some of the headlands especially. I'll show you that here in a moment. If we look at Donner Summit, you can see some of that snow accumulating all the way on into tomorrow morning. Look at these low snow levels out there, so kind of chilly temperatures out there as well, so heads up for that. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, this one does the job quite nicely. It's got an ultrasonic anemometer, all solar powered, great smartphone app, and it stores all that data for you in the cloud. Click on that link down below to save 10%. Composite reflectivity. This is what the Doppler may look like as we go through the day, matching up pretty well with what we saw on the Doppler radar overlay on the GOES 18 satellite imagery. And you can see this system moving down, starting to spread some rain across Southern California as we go through later this afternoon and tonight. And then as we go into tomorrow morning, we're going to, again, be quite active here. Some thunderstorm potential is going to be out there. I wouldn't even be surprised to see some special marine warnings with this activity moving across tomorrow morning also. And then the system finally starts to pull through as we go on through the day Saturday. And then another weak system kind of moving through before we start our warm-up, which I'm going to show you more on here in a moment. Now, looking at the 80-meter wind speed, if I put this into motion, you can really see the wind start to ramp up as we go through the afternoon hours today. I mean, look at this across Nevada and the higher terrain, just really ripping down some of the coastal areas in Northern California, and then this moves down across some of the Bay Area as well. I mean, look at these winds, very powerful across some of the desert areas in towards some of the higher terrain in Las Vegas as well, Arizona, as this very cold air mass is moving down across the region. You see some of these strong northwest winds. Watch out on the coastal headlands as we go into tomorrow afternoon. But by Friday night and early Saturday morning, we finally start to relax that gradient a bit. You can see some of these stronger winds way off to the east here. Now, looking at 700 millibars, 10,000 feet, I like to give these visual diagrams to let you know what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Kind of gives you an idea of what is coming in here. Look at this very cold air aloft, just like this bowling ball rolling down across much of the state of California, Nevada, and then on into Arizona as we go through Friday night. Pretty impressive picture looking there. Now, looking at day one thunderstorm outlook, just outside the Los Angeles metro through today, and it does include much of California and some of Nevada here. Some severe storms possible across extreme northern Nevada into Idaho. This is day two. Tomorrow, it does include San Diego, Los Angeles metro, Santa Barbara, Ventura County, and some of the valley areas as well. And then day three, that system should be kicking out of here. Now, taking a look at 500 millibars on the European, this is last night's run, 18,000 feet, general trough and ridge position. There goes our system. So it's about Friday night here, and we're going to continue this troughing on for a little bit as we go through the day Monday, but then we are going to replace it with a ridge here and check it out. We're going to start to warm up as we go on in through next week. More on that here in a moment. Looking at the European, it's kind of timing things out here. There goes the system rolling down across the area. This would be tomorrow afternoon. Again, it's going to be pretty active. There's going to be some lightning production out there, no doubt. Some small hail and some big wave action, the strong winds, weather, active day tomorrow, eyes on the sky today and tomorrow. And then as we go through Sunday night into Monday, you see that last impulse kind of slide through there, and then we really start to warm things up. Now, looking at lightning flash density of potential, this is for today, this afternoon. And the European kind of keeping things a little bit further north across Nevada, Arizona, and portions of California. But as we go on into tomorrow afternoon, you see it does include all the way down to Southern California here. And then by Saturday, the system will be kicking off to the east. If we take a look at the significant wave height, I also want to call attention to the fact that we are dealing with these elevated wave heights, and it should be picking up as you go through the day today. You're going to notice that along some of the north coast, some of the Bay Area, Central Coast, and all the way down through Southern California as we go on into the day Friday before things start to relax here as we go through Sunday afternoon and evening there. You can kind of see some wind-driven waves as we go on into the early portion of next week here, but we're going to be building a ridge and really warming things up, as I've mentioned a few times already. Here's the European. So this is ongoing today. Check it out. Pretty good snowfall coming for some of the Sierra and Southern Sierra Nevada here. The coastal range, look at that, getting some snowfall here all the way down through Southern California. So yeah, nice late season surprise here as we go through April. Not really a surprise. We knew it was coming here. But anyway, we're picking up good snowfall amounts across some of the higher terrain in early April. Nice to see. Now, here we are looking at the daily max 2-meter temperature. You can see the scheduled highs for today. I mean, look at pretty chilly here. 62 for Los Angeles, it looks like. 62 maybe for Bakersfield here. Cooling down quite a bit. But by tomorrow, the deserts really feel that cool down as well. Only getting into the 60s for some areas. Get your jackets out there. Check it out as we go on into Friday. Los Angeles up into the maybe mid and upper 50s out there across some of the region. We start to bounce back here Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And then look what happens next week. You really start to ramp up some of these temperatures. I mean, look at this. You'll start talking about 97 off in some of this desert areas, maybe Death Valley here, but look at Southern California, maybe some mid 80s, Bakersfield as well, all the way up some of the valley areas. So nice warm weather incoming here as we go through next week. 6 to 10 day, you can clearly see the above average signal here as we go through April 13th. There's the below average signal for the precip, so we are going to dry out for a period here at least. But I'll show you one of the long range models here, actually the European, in a moment. Now, taking a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, you can clearly see above average signal just dominates the west here. So yeah, we're going to be going through a bit of a pattern change after the storm system. And here's 8 to 14 day kind of introducing some above average signal for Northern California. We'll see how that turns out. Now, looking at the long range European, this is last night's artificial intelligence run. You can see that upper level trough here. Then we get the troughing kind of continue on. Actually kind of fairly strong with that second one here as well. But then we start to warm up. You can see the ridge over the area and heights above average. Generally, system moves through the Pacific Northwest, dampers them a little bit here. And then it shows a system well off into the extended forecast, but we'll worry about that as we get closer to it. That's way out there in fantasy land right now. Snow water equivalent, entire state, Sierra Nevada here. Check it out. We're doing quite well. As you can see, we're well above the average for this time of year. And we're going to add to that a little bit here over the next day or two before we start to decline things as we get the warmer weather in here. And check it out, lower Colorado, Lake Mead. These areas are doing quite well. And these areas do feed Southern California and some areas of the desert areas as well. So 147% there. You can see some areas doing quite well here across Arizona, and these areas do feed some of Southern California. You can see the lower Colorado export areas here. You know, there's a lot of people who live here across the San Diego and the Los Angeles metro area, and this is where that water comes from. And the snowpack this year is doing pretty good, so that's always good to hear. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.